Hello everyone, I'm Tyrell Chambers. Thanks for tuning in to the Chambers channel. If you don't mind delicately tapping that like button, smashing the subscribe button, and tapping notifications so you could get some more of this content. So the first time I heard about cryptocurrency was about 2 years after graduating high school, which was 2013. I heard about it as it being a speculative currency, something where it was trading in a black market, something like the Silk Road. I was interested in it. I didn't know exactly what it was, and then it being traded in a black market made me a little bit skeptical about it. So I just did research. I wasn't fully involved or invested in it, but that's when I first heard about cryptocurrency. Right now, it could be about 1,000 cryptocurrencies, but on the actual exchanges and some of the more reputable exchanges, you'll see about 100 of cryptocurrencies that's being traded at the moment. Most of the exchanges got started. There was an exchange called Mt. Gox, where Bitcoin was traded. It went from like $30 per coin to about $600 at one point, and people seen it as like a speculative bubble. How can one asset class go up that amount of percentage in about a year or so? And a lot of these exchanges were started because people wanted to avoid the government. They wanted to have a decentralized way of trading and not having a centralized party control their wealth. So if you're paying attention to cryptocurrencies, some of the most famous currencies that you'll hear is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple. And it's not Ripple, it's XRP. Ripple is the company that just holds the majority of XRP. And also Chainlink. The point of cryptocurrency initially, if you look toward Bitcoin, one of the grandfather cryptocurrencies was to be decentralized, to be able to trade without having a centralized authority controlling it. So you would be able to essentially trade for different products without going through a bank. So that was the point. It was the point of decentralization. So now fast forward, the point of cryptocurrency is to make finance accessible to everyone around the world. Because if you're going through a bank to trade currencies, you're essentially, you have to deal with a party. You have to deal with a centralized authority, which could take very long for you to send your money over to Africa. Instead of sending your money to Africa in about 3-4 business days using something like the SWIFT system, cryptocurrency was then enabled, so you can be able to trade across border more frictionless, more like a end user to end user without there being a middleman. So blockchain is a part of cryptocurrency because it allows for you to it's essentially the security of cryptocurrency. So blockchain is the security of cryptocurrency. You're able to validate your transaction to both parties. So if I'm trading my cryptocurrency to someone else's cryptocurrency, that block is traded on a blockchain. So it validates your transaction between both parties. So for instance, when I'm trading my dollar to my USD to the won, there's all these different protocols that has to happen, and it eliminates, when you do it on a blockchain, it eliminates the double spending. So it essentially can't be duplicated. So if it's on a blockchain, it's validated from one end user to the other end user. There's just so much to blockchain, but when it comes to cryptocurrency, it's that security feature. I think a lot of the criticism about cryptocurrency is because of the unawareness of cryptocurrency, the beta phase of it. In any asset class, when something's initially put out there for the universe, just like the internet, when the internet was first introduced, there was a bunch of naysayers. Most people didn't recognize what the internet was about. So there were people out there saying, hey, why would I stop using email? Why would I stop going to the post office? Why would I put anything online? Like, when you don't know anything about a particular development, there's always going to be that criticism, and there's always going to be those naysayers. So that's where it stems from. Is the unawareness of it, and the lack of education in that industry. So some of the trends that people should be paying attention to right now as it pertains to cryptocurrency is, where is this economy going in terms of finance? Most of our transactions are happening on the internet. A lot of our transactions are happening digitally. So when it comes to cryptocurrency, that a lot of cryptocurrencies are digital. So those are the trends you want to follow. You want to follow the digital aspect of our transactions. Most of our transactions aren't being transacted physically anymore, especially nowadays where we're all staying at home and we're all transacting at home. We're not really going to stores and giving them a dollar. We're essentially taking our dollars, putting it in our bank accounts, and then transacting over the internet. So cryptocurrency will then play a huge part in that process. So those are the trends you want to look at, and also look at where the government is going. So now you're hearing a lot of talk about central bank digital currency. When you start hearing things like that, you want to pay a lot of attention to it, because cryptocurrency will then have its footprint in that development. If you didn't know anything about cryptocurrency and you needed some source of information to get started, I definitely tune into a website called Cointelegraph, blockchain.com. Also download the Coinbase app. Even if you don't invest into Coinbase, they always have news and articles related to cryptocurrency. And just Google. Google will be your best teacher. And look at this video. The biggest mistake people make when they get started investing in cryptocurrency is not doing their research. People think that they'll be able to get rich quick by investing in cryptocurrency, when that's not the case. Cryptocurrency is just like a lot of different other asset classes, but it's also imperative that you look into what you're investing in, and cryptocurrency is something that I feel most of you should be looking into before you put your dollars into.